Jai Shri Radhe, Sab Vaishnav ko Jai Shri Krishna. Continuing on day 239 with Varta 244, the story of Chit Swami, part 2. Once Chit Swami went to see Birbal because he was Birbal's family priest and needed to collect his annual fees. Birbal offered Chit Swami a place to stay in his house and Chit Swami accepted. Very early one morning, Chit Swami called out the name of the Lord and wrote this pad, Dev Gandhar. Long live all glories to Sri Vallabh's prince. His form is of the highest bliss. He defeats the deceitful and has reinstated the true essence of the Vedas. He is most pure, an ocean of austerity. His body is holy and he is the essence of all beauty. He teaches the scriptural principles spoken by Shukdev, recites the nectarian stories of Sri Krishna's pastimes and thereby redeems all embodied souls. He grants the reward of firm faith and perfected actions to his own and to all embodied souls. He can give the gift of ninefold devotion. He can revive those who have already left their bodies, and he even uplifted Hatit and Patit. Says Chit Swami, my mind is incapable of describing the countless qualities of my master. Sri Vitanaji is the manifestation of Sri Krishna, the uplifter of the Sri Giriraj mountain. Birbal listened as Chit Swami sang this composition. Birbal did not like it and thought, what kind of description has he given? He kept this thought to himself. Chit Swami bathed in Sri Yamunaji after performing his morning ablutions and then offered his preparations to Sri Thakurji. When the offerings were accepted back as Mahaprasad, Chit Swami partook. Afterwards he was sitting and singing the pad he had previously composed, which started with the line, the austerities performed by Vasudev to attain the Lord have reached fruition in the appearance of Sri Vallabh. In that pad, in the last line he had written, Chit Swami now states, Sri Krishna, the upholder of the Giriraj mountain, and Sri Vitanaji are one and the same. Of this there is no doubt. When Birbal heard this poem as well, he did not like it at all. He went to Chit Swami and said, you just wrote this poem in which you have stated that Sri Gosaiji and the Lord are non-different, and this morning you sang that Sri Gosaiji is the Lord himself manifested. You have sung these lines, but the emperor is a person of an outcast race. What will you tell him if he asks you to explain those lines? Chit Swami just said, if he asks me, then I shall answer him. However, now you have also become an outcast, since your mind has become corrupted. From today I do not wish to see your face. Having thus reproached Birbal, Chit Swami went to Gokul to see Sri Gosaiji. One of his messengers told the emperor, O Sahab, Birbal's family priest has come here from Mathura. He became displeased with Birbal for some reason and has now left. Later, when Birbal entered the emperor's court, the latter asked him, O Birbal, why did your family priest become angry with you? Birbal told him, O Sahab, Brahmins are like that. They get angry over nothing. The emperor insisted, tell me what happened. Birbal replied, O Sahab, he wrote and sang 2 pads about Sri Gosaiji. When I heard them, I asked him, when the emperor hears the words of these poems, how will you explain their meaning to him? This is what made him angry. The emperor asked Birbal, he did not say anything untrue. I remember when I was in a boat which passed by Gokul. At that time, Sri Gosaiji was sitting on the ghat at the riverside. He gave me his blessings. I had a jewel that produced 55 grams of gold daily. I gave it to him. He held the jewel in his hand and asked me if I had given it to him. He asked me this 3 times, and each time I replied, yes, I have indeed given it to him as his own. He then threw the jewel into the river Yamunaji. I asked then him to give it back to me. Sri Gosaiji put his hand into the Yamunaji and brought it out with the palms full of the same type of jewels. He told me to take my jewels out of the handful. My jewel out of the handful. I did not take any of them. He asked me 3 times, now, you will not ask for it back again? And I told him 3 times that I would not. Sri Gosaiji then threw all of the jewels back into the Sri Yamunaji. So Birbal, you must have forgotten this. None of this could have happened without the direct grace of the Lord himself. You should therefore not doubt any of the words that Chit Swami has written. You may have said that to your family priest, Chit Swami, but Sri Gosaiji truly is the Lord, and of this there is no doubt. When Birbal heard all of this, he kept quiet, for there was no possible answer for him to give. Bhav Prakash, therefore, know that Sri Gosaiji is so powerful, even this person of such low birth could realize his divinity. Birbal has turned his face away from the Lord and could not fathom Sri Gosaiji's true form. Sri Gosaiji did sometimes say that Birbal had his face turned away from the Lord. Thus it is clear that Chit Swami was the recipient of Sri Gosaiji's grace and an accomplished Vaishnava. Part 3. On the day when Chit Swami reproached Birbal and came to Gokul, Sri Gosaiji and Sri Giridhar were in Sri Mataji Dwar. Sri Gosaiji heard that Chit Swami had arrived there, that he had in fact neglected to pick up the funds due to him, and had come back to Gokul where he was now sitting. Sri Gosaiji had also heard that Chit Swami had gone to Birbal to collect his annual fees, and about how he had reproached Birbal and left him there. Some Vaishnavas had come from afar to Sri Mataji Dwar to have the holy sight of Sri Govardhanaji and Sri Gosaiji. Sri Gosaiji addressed them. I am going to send Chit Swami over to you. Please serve him very nicely. They took leave of their Sri Gosaiji and went back to their homes. Chit Swami, having angered Birbal, had come to Gokul but did not manage to see Sri Gosaiji there. He waited there a few more days and then came to Sri Giriraji and had the holy sight of Sri Govardhanaji. He felt much joy. When Sri Gosaiji had settled Sri Govardhanaji down to his afternoon rest, he came down from Sri Giriraji and sat in his betak. Chitta Swami came there and described in detail what happened between him and Birbal. Sri Gosaiji was happy to hear what Chitta Swami had to say. Thereafter, Sri Gosaiji wrote a letter to the Vaishnavas from Lahore, who had been there before, saying, I have sent Chit Swami to you, please serve him very nicely. Sri Gosaiji gave Chit Swami that letter and said, O Chit Swami, go to Lahore. Chit Swami replied, O Maharaj, why on earth would I wish to go to Lahore? What would I do there? Sri Gosaiji said, I have told those Vaishnavas to look after you there very nicely. Hearing these words from his guru, Chitta Swami composed this pad. Ragnat. I am a devotee of Sri Vitthanaji. I only wish to serve this son of Sri Vallabh. What will I gain by going to Kashi? Anyone who leaves their Lord and gains pleasure elsewhere should be known as Dinmanik. Chitta Swami now sings, Sri Vittal is Sri Krishna, upholder the Sri Giriraji mountain. His voice throws light even on the Vedas. When he sang this pad, Sri Gosaiji saw into Chitta Swami's heart and knew that he would not leave there to go anywhere else. Chitta Swami addressed Sri Gosaiji, O Maharaj, I have not become a Vaishnava for the purpose of taking money from other Vaishnavas. Birbal owed me my annual fees, and I could have taken them from him forcefully, but, O Maharaj, he spoke to me in the mode of an outcast person, and so I got up and left from there to come here. O Maharaj, I have no other purpose than to be at your lotus feet. I will not go anywhere else. Why would I start to ask for money from Vaishnavas? Sri Gosaiji was most pleased to hear Chitta Swami's words and announced, all Vaishnavas should have such principles as you have. Sri Gosaiji wrote a different letter to those Vaishnavas saying, Chitta Swami will not be able to come to join you over there. He is a Brahmin of meagre means, so please put together whatever you can spare and send him something in a money order with the man who brings this letter to you. Sri Gosaiji sent one man to Lahore to deliver the letter to those Vaishnavas. In reply, they sent back a cheque for 100 rupees. They sent an accompanied letter saying, O Maharaj, we will send a cheque for this amount whenever we send our annual donations to you. When he received this letter, Sri Gosaiji read it out to Chitta Swami, who felt pleased, and Sri Gosaiji was equally pleased with those Vaishnavas. Bhav Prakash. By abandoning Birbal, Chitta Swami boosted Sri Gosaiji's good fame, for he had arranged for Chitta Swami to receive whatever Birbal would have given him. From this act it became known to the Vaishnavas that their duty was simply to have firm faith in Sri Govardhanaji. When a devotee has full and exclusive faith in the Lord, why would he not show the same care back? Therefore, Vaishnavas should have immovable loyalty to the Lord. If Chitta Swami had gone to Lahore, then he would have received funds, but only once. What would he have done after that? Chitta Swami's firm faith resulted in his having an annual income, and he would never have to look for funds again. All embodied souls should have exactly this type of one-pointed refuge in the Lord. They should indeed take this exclusive shelter in Sri Vallabhadish, wherever they will gain all possible resultant merit. Whereby they will gain all possible resultant merit. Thus concludes Varta 244, the story of Chitta Swami. The Vaishnavas of Lahore sent him funds every year via Sri Gosaiji. They were the recipients of Sri Gosaiji's great grace and accomplished Vaishnavas. There is no end to their tale. आज के आनंद की जय हो सभी वैष्णवों के सादर सदैन्य सनंद सप्रेम जय श्री कृष्ण जय जय श्री राधे श्री श्री रास बिहारी जी की जय हो जय श्री राधे